Henry Cavendish is one of the greatest scientists you've probably never heard of, and perhaps that's just the way he would have wanted it. His story is not only one of extraordinary discoveries, but one of isolation, eccentricity, and a quiet devotion to science. Born in 1731, Henry Cavendish grew up in an aristocratic family, and from an early age, life shaped him in ways that set him apart. His mother, Lady Anne Cavendish, died when he was just 2. This loss and the absence of a maternal figure marked him for life. Raised by his father, Lord Charles Cavendish, the son of the 2nd Duke of Devonshire, a fellow scientist, Henry was guided into a world of intellect, without the warmth of a close maternal relationship. He was a child who found comfort in solitude and numbers, a boy who preferred the companionship of books and experiments to the company of others. As he grew older, this quiet detachment would deepen. He rarely spoke unless spoken to, and avoided large social gatherings. Yet behind his reserved demeanour was a mind consumed by curiosity, an insatiable desire to understand the workings of the natural world. Henry's life was marked by discoveries that would shape the future of science. His experiments led to the discovery of hydrogen, which he referred to as inflammable air. He measured the density of the Earth with astonishing accuracy for his time and the instruments he was working with, and he was the first to reveal that water wasn't an element, but a compound of hydrogen and oxygen. These were groundbreaking achievements, but Henry rarely published his findings. He seemed indifferent to recognition, content to leave his notes in private journals for others to find years later. What makes Henry truly fascinating isn't just the scope of his scientific work, it's the contradictions in his personality. He could be intensely focused on his experiments, but struggle with the simplest of social interactions. His household staff often received instructions through written notes, as he found face-to-face conversations too overwhelming. However, Henry wasn't completely withdrawn. He maintained a close relationship with his acquaintances, such as his relative, Duchess Georgiana, wife of the 5th Duke of Devonshire. Known for her vivacious social life, Georgiana found in Henry a kindred spirit for more intellectual pursuits. He was known to visit her at Devonshire House, where they would discuss the latest scientific matters or her collection of minerals. These moments show a softer, more personal side to Henry, who found comfort in familiar company and subjects of fascination. But Henry's eccentricity shone most vividly in his scientific experiments. He had a particular fascination with electricity and delighted in proving that electric eels really do use electricity to shock you. He even built a device to mimic the effects of the electric eel, offering acquaintances at the Royal Society the chance to experience a mild electric shock for themselves. Perhaps surprisingly, people were intrigued enough to take him up on this unusual invitation. Despite his scientific accomplishments, Henry lived a life of quiet routine. He was a creature of habit, sticking to rigid schedules and conducting his experiments alone in his laboratory. His passion for understanding the world was unshakable, yet he was unwilling to step into the limelight. In fact, it was only decades after his death in 1810 that many of his works became widely known, thanks to his descendant, the 7th Duke of Devonshire, also a fellow scientist, who inherited his papers and was determined to see them published. Henry Cavendish's life offers us more than just a list of scientific triumphs. It's a testament to the power of quiet perseverance and intellectual curiosity. He lived for the quiet satisfaction of an excellently planned, accurate scientific experiment, or the quiet contentment of working out a scientific theory. Henry reminds us that behind every great mind is a complex human story. A story of solitude, eccentricity, and devotion to understanding the world in ways that most of us could only dream. And perhaps that's the way he would have wanted to be remembered.